website as through like all the tabs?
Who wants to go first? This is gonna go on forever.
Yeah. I like the first page, and that's pretty much all I liked. Of just it was clear,
Yeah.
okay, start, and even then, it wasn't, even though the tabs are there,
Mhm.
by default it puts you at flight and hotel, and our first task was to do just flight, and I wish it didn't force me to combo things without it knowing me.
Okay.
It's a very assumptuous website.
Yeah. I felt like, yeah, I guess a lot of the work, I guess a lot of the effort to make the interface went to the first page. Like,
Mhm.
that's the only interface that was kind of thought out.
Yeah.
So I guess as a user, I feel deceived because everything else underneath it was really confusing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Were there any other specific things that you felt specifically about the task? I remember you wanted to say some things, but
Yeah, I guess there is a lack of feedback, of user feedback. It's very, I guess it's very, how do you call that? I don't even know.
I don't think it was considerate of like different types of people using it, because somebody might not
Yeah,
take the steps as they imagined it.
Mhm.
yeah.
And our only resolution was, okay, we go back, I guess, and it's my
just
fault.
start,
Mhm.
And it's a shitty feeling to feel like, oh, I can't even book a flight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I
Can you
guess,
see the task, because I think that's going to remind us of.
Yeah.
Sure, of course.
I guess it lacked, it wasn't cohesive at all. Just from seeing the different interfaces that you have for each kind of booking that you make. So, say cruises versus hotels versus flights and hotels. So
So you wanted a
all
more,
consistent.
you wanted more consistency?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because like when I book something, it wouldn't always be just a flight. Sometimes it'll be a flight and a hotel, but if I've been used to the interface for just flights, then I would expect flights and hotels to be a similar
Okay.
thing.
Or cruises, like it's completely changed
Yeah.
colors, it completely
Yeah.
changed like location of things. and-
Yeah, I guess part of it too is it makes me feel uncomfortable using the site, especially when traveling means there's a lot of there's a lot of expenses at stake.
Yeah, that's the
right?
next question actually. How
Yeah.
did it make you feel like going through these tasks? You felt
I wouldn't
uncomfortable?
trust it.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
don't
trust
trust
it.
it?
No,
Yeah.
especially with the little orange tag, I felt like that was just kind of like one of those tiny small terms and conditions, and I felt
It's a
nervous
fine print.
clicking
Yeah,
on it of like, well, am I getting a 5-night hotel or am I
Yeah.
not? I'm
yeah,
like, I almost want to go through the hotel directly
Yeah.
and then just book my flight separate.
yeah. And at the very least, it's $100 mistake, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not really something that I would rely on for any of these. Yeah.
So for your recommendations to make the website better, a few, what were the most important?
I think consistency is a big thing.
Consistency, you agree too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like managing user expectations, which is also part of consistency. Also
Yeah.
like visual feedback, right? So, so when I'm a user, I expect certain things to happen when I'm making all of these bookings. So for example, like that part where we got lost between separate flights and return flights. So
Mhm.
if I'm assuming that if I started with flights and hotels, it kind of already speaks to the idea of a package, right? So I would expect that when I look at a flight, it's also a package,
Mhm.
whereas I get a return flight automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last question is,
Can I add to that for
Oh,
you
yeah, of
your
course.
last question? I felt like there was a lot of features of just like filtering options on the side versus I think much of them weren't necessary. If even if there was a drop down menu of like filter, and then you choose them versus like here's a bajillion visual cues for you to just overwhelm you with,
okay.
yet we never found the garden that we were trying to find, and
Yeah.
it was just kind of a guesstimate of I think this is it. I don't
Okay.
think that's the best thing.
Okay, and last question. How did you guys feel using the website together? Would you usually book like with another person using
No,
one laptop?
No,
No.
I would not recommend. As much as I love her, I'm not going to book any flight together with.
No, I would like,
Yeah.
even like when we did our group travelings, like one person would book it either for everyone,
Mhm.
and then we split the cost, or hey, this is our destination, this is the flight we want to be on, all of you go book it.
I just feel like just going through a confusing website, it's already a lot of effort for me to figure out how to navigate it.
Mhm.
And if I have another voice with me trying to think with me, then it just gets all the more confusing, and there's just
So in this
more-
case, 2 heads is not there.
yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
too many
it's too
people in
many.
the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because our brains work differently, so like to her, like the flight package thing made sense, and for me, I'm like, no, I'm confused. Like I don't
Yeah.
trust the fact that we actually booked the right thing, and I
Okay.
still don't. Like
Yeah,
we're not going to Japan, man.
Alright.
yeah.
That's it. Anything else you guys want to say?
This is probably gonna be a fun project for you. Because you don't have a place to change.
I don't want that part in there.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We're not showing this.
Yeah.
We'll edit it out.
Sweet.